Hi everyone, welcome to the latest Blackwood Engage layout update. Just to give you an update as to what I've been up to over the last couple of weeks since the last video was posted. Now obviously in the last video I was talking about the cement terminal that's in front of us, and there's not a huge amount of work going on there, and most of the work has in actual fact been concentrated on restoring the scenery to the line that runs into the back fiddle yard. So as you can see, we've got some rock faces have in actual fact appeared. I think probably the easiest way is to probably start from the back, and we see here, if I just come along a little bit, you'll see the original rock face that was here before we started actually doing any alterations. And obviously when I constructed this road that runs off from the main road to give access to this cement terminal, the road followed the contour of the rock face that you're seeing there. However, there was a bit of damage done again to this area here. So this has now almost been repaired. It's had plaster bandage put back in to cover up where I had to cut in. The topping for the small retaining wall has in actual fact been made, which I think, come up there, there we go. It's not been put on yet, I'll do that last of all. There was a slight gap down here between the roadway and the bottom of the existing rock face. That's been filled in. In front of, or the side of the retaining wall here for the road, as you can see, we have got rock face put in with bushes. It's also done with some static grass. And right in front of this, between where the two lines actually split, we have another rock face, and again static grass has been put in. And again, when we look at the back of what is going to be the cement terminal, I come round here, we have put in a small retaining wall, and along the top of the retaining wall is some ratio southern region style concrete fence panels which have been weathered slightly. So on this side it's just your plain wall. However, on this side here, if I come down close enough, you can see there's a slight embankment coming up from the track, and it's been covered with some bushes, etc. And again, static grass has been put in. The actual cement terminal itself, the bays at the end, the gravels have been spilled onto the actual hard standing, so you no longer see the base. I was in Paris last week and I have picked up this here, just move that out of the way, which is a small digger, which is the sort of thing you'd probably see in a terminal like this. The actual siding itself has also been weathered, it's almost finished. This first building has been, as I say, planted, and if I come round here, you'll see again there is a small retaining wall at the back, and again when we come round here, if I can swing right round, you'll see the static grass has been put in on that side as well. So if I come back and look round this way, hopefully you begin to see that what we've got here is, we can see we've got a hillside, we've now got the road. It does look as though it has been built into the rock face, as though the rock face has been carved out. So you've got the rock face here. It would have at one time come right the way up to the top, but it's carved in. The rock face carries on over to here, and it splits these two lines quite nicely, and you can see there's another rock face in the process of being constructed along here. So all of a sudden this bridge here, which was sitting on its own out in the middle, all of a sudden the scenery is starting to take a lot of the sort of plain bridge parts away, so you're really just left with the curvature of the arch of the actual bridge, the road and the top. Your eye's probably taken to that rather than to the vast expanse of red brick that was in here, and similarly the vast expanse of red brick that was in there. It's all been covered up. Again, starting to add in some detail. We've got in some relay cabins. We've also put in some trunking that would obviously go across the track. If I come back along this way, hopefully this will give you a better idea if we are looking from this end of the layout. So hopefully you can now start to see how the scenery here is beginning to take shape. There's a bit more, or rather the existing scatter material that was used up at the top here, that is going to be replaced with some 2mm static grass. So if I can zoom in, hopefully I think you'll agree, or hopefully you'll agree, that is actually starting to look fairly realistic with the rocks, static grasses, etc, etc, coming round here, digger. If I come back in this way and come right the way down, should hopefully give you an idea of what it's actually beginning to look like. Obviously the rock face there, still a bit of work to be done on that, it's not been painted yet. And again, that rock face was just made using Woodland Scenics rock moulds that have just been simply stuck together, filled in, and obviously they all get painted suitably with suitable colours to take away obviously all the white. And apart from that, that's really what I've been up to. The buildings that will come on to the cement terminal here, they're all ready to go on, but obviously I need to make sure I've completed this back area first of all before we start to actually fix in the buildings that are going to be going on here. The only thing that was really left to do in this siding is to repaint the rail sides into a suitably rusty brown colour. I think if I come down this side, come in, it's been done, the outside rails have been done there, they're all finished, but I've still to do it from the other side. I'll just come back up there, let it focus, come back out a wee bit. So at the top there, where this road comes up from the hillside, there will be a set of gates, metal gates across there, so that's really the entrance down into this cement terminal down here. So all in all, progressing surely, or slowly but surely. As you can see, I still need to touch up some of the rail sides there, and that point just disappears underneath the bridge there, and I don't think it was actually ever painted, because that was the point, that point's not actually moved in the rebuild. And I think when I painted the track before, I actually just stopped at the point, I didn't actually paint the point. But as I'm looking there and looking at it now, I think that would probably could do with a bit of rusty rail over the point blades. I think it would just blend it in. But all in all, I'm quite pleased with the way this is actually beginning to turn out. It's not a huge area, but and I'm not the fastest at doing scenery, but I think it shows if you take your time, just do a little bit at a time, it starts to build and starts to give you a realistic look on the actual layout. That's all for now. I'll give you another update hopefully in another couple of weeks. Cheers, thanks for watching.